Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Do a quick, I guess it's a response video. So last week, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 days ago, Scott did a video showing some special CD packages, some different CD packages, and he asked me to show some as well. So I went through and grabbed a couple of examples. I didn't want to show just regular digipacks, because I've got quite a bit of those, and double and triple and quadruple digipacks. I've got all that stuff, but only wanted to show some of the stuff that I thought was really cool and really special. Make sure I grabbed everything. I think I did. So we'll start this one. This one actually looks like a regular digipack, but it's not. If you guys aren't familiar with this band, this is Demons and Wizards. Kind of a super group type of deal with Jon Schaffer from Iced Earth, and I don't know if it's Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian, the singer from Blind Guardian. So, and it basically is what it sounds like. It sounds like the singer of Blind Guardian singing for Iced Earth. They've got 2 albums. This is the first one. I really dig both of them, which I wasn't sure. I was hesitant on buying these for years. These came out in the late 90s or early 2000s. I think it was the second one, 2003 or 2004 when the second one came out. I've been a huge fan of Iced Earth for years. Blind Guardian, I've just never been a big fan of. They've had a couple songs here and there that I've liked, but as a whole, they're not a band that I'm really into. But I was really pleasantly surprised when I heard this one for the first time, and I love both of the albums. What makes this, like I said, it looks like a regular digipack. What makes this one kind of special is it opens up, and you got a little fold out of the front cover with Death playing the fiddle to the kids. So a little fold out of the front cover there. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a cool one to share. Then we got some of the digi books, which I do really like, and I've got a bunch of different examples of those. I believe I recently showed these maybe a month or 2 ago. But these are the recent Celtic Frost reissues. We got Into the Pandemonium, and then Vanity Nemesis. And each of these open up, and you've got a really nice book on the inside. Did I grab that one too? Yeah, I did. And then it's got this little, I guess this one's not even a digi book because it doesn't have the little digipack. So this one's got a little insert. But these are still really cool, and I really dig this style. Let's pull that out of there. I actually dig stuff like this where they put it in little hardbound books better than what I like, better than the regular digipacks. So there's a couple of those. We've got an even different format. This is On an Island, and I think they've released all of at least the last few David Gilmour albums. And this, again, it's a hardbound book, but this one has one of the little rubber inserts that the CD sticks onto. And I actually like these. Although I'm not a fan of these, I do like these better than the slide-in. But again, really nice little book there. Again, this one has multiple slots. This is the Angel of Retribution. Again, hardcover book. This is the deluxe edition, so this has the CD right here, and then a little bit, a few page book, and then in the back you've got the DVD, which I have not. Live documentary from Reunited Tour, summer 2004. So I don't think I've watched that DVD. Let's see. Next we've got Wasp. Is this the last one of these? Yes, it is. And this one is a actual digibook, and I really dig these. I don't know if they did all the Wasp albums with like this. I hope they did, though, because I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for these. But this one, you've got the actual digipack in the front. This is disc 1. Really nice book. I've read through this. Just kind of gives the history of the album and of Wasp. And then on the back, a second disc with all the singles. This one was really well done. And this is probably my favorite of these books that I just showed. So we've got that format. Let's see, next. This one is a regular digipack to an extent, and this isn't the first band to do this. I've seen this before. This just happens to be the one that I have. So you got Slayer, really good artwork, and it opens up. Let's see if we can get this. It's going to open up into, oops, an inverted cross. All the stuff is flying out everywhere. Hang on. And this was the deluxe edition. Is this the Blu-ray? Yeah, this is the... I ended up getting the Blu-ray and CD version. Let's see if I can get there. Yeah, okay. So we got Slayer Repentless. Next up, this one's a little bit different. This is a digipack as well, but instead of opening this way, it opens this way. So, you know, when you put it next to other CDs, it sticks out like this far, which I'm not a fan of this format. And this is the only CD that I have where the digipack is sideways. But this is basically Cinderella. These are new studio recordings of all their hits. So it is a very cool disc, and I'm glad I have it. And it's cool to hear the re-recorded versions of all these songs, but kind of a stupid format. Actually, let me look. I've got one more I want to show too, if I can find it. No, I don't know where it's at. Huh. I've got a copy of Sweethearts of the Rodeo from the Byrds that has kind of a cool package as well. Oh well. Let's just keep going. I'll show that in another video. In the early 2000s, they started releasing these. What did they call them? They were, I guess, earth-friendly packages. So instead of a plastic digipack, it's a cardboard digipack. And I've got one of those floating around. I've seen a couple of those in CD stores before. That's the only one that I've actually bought, though. Scott also showed a couple of these where it's discs in the all-black hard plastic, and the information is actually printed on the disc itself. So this was a tour edition only single that you could only buy on this particular tour. On the back, let's see, it shows the tour dates. This is in Germany. So you got the tour dates here. And then the track listing is Planet Caravan, the album version, By Demons Be Driven, a remix, and then Heresy and Cowboys from Hell live in Moscow in 1992. And then here is the CD on the inside. And this one doesn't have a booklet. I don't know if it came with one. When I found that, it didn't have it. Another one, Scott showed some Aerosmith. I'm pretty sure he didn't show this one, but this is the Sweet Emotion, the limited edition single also. And it's got the gold embossing there. And you've got Sweet Emotion, Subway, and Circle Jerk. So there you go, and a little insert card, again with the logo on the back. So that was a cool little piece there. And then the last of these that I have is Age of Consent, which is I believe the fourth album from Virgin Steel. This was 87 or 88 when this came out. I love this album. This has been released in like 4 different formats. I think there's 4 different covers for this album, and each one had a different track listing. But and then I think there was a deluxe edition that came out later with like 4 or 5 extra songs. This one is 13 songs. I believe the original was like 9 or 10 songs long. So I'm sorry, this one is 16 songs. Regardless, you got the Virgin Steel blank on the back, and then you open it up, and that's the third or the fourth cover that came out with this. So, and this one's got another shot on the back there. So that one was cool. And this is a great, really killer album. Just really good straight up power metal. I really dig this one. This is probably my second favorite Virgin Steel album. Let's see. Next up, this one, a little metal case. This was The Final Frontier from Iron Maiden. And this opens up, I guess maybe a Digi-10. And it's got the book and then the Digipack on the inside there. And pretty thick lyric book as well. So that's The Final Frontier from Iron Maiden. And it's got a sticker on the back with all the information. These are kind of like, I don't even know what you'd call these. These aren't digibooks because it's got slide-ins. But these are kind of a long format. Let's pull up a regular CD so you can see how the height of them. The first one is one of my all-time favorite albums. I've talked about this a dozen times. It's a 3-disc deluxe version of Above from Mad Season. Mad Season includes Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. I'm trying to think who else was in it. The singer from Screaming Trees, both of who have since passed away. I can't remember who else is in it off the top of my head. But it opens up into this. You've got the CD itself, the deluxe version, which has 5 bonus tracks. You've got Live at the Moore Theater, which is amazing. One I highly recommend. And then the DVD of Live at the Moore Theater, which I've seen probably half a dozen times. I had seen it a bunch of times before this packaging came out. And then you've got a really nice booklet that just goes into the history of the group, and really just amazing. Let's see if it says. I'm trying to think who the other two guys were in the band. It's going to drive me nuts. Of course, it doesn't say it anywhere. Oh well, but that's Mad Season, and I do highly recommend this one. They did a great job. Both CDs sound phenomenal. The extra songs I could live without because Lane Staley's not singing on them, so they just don't do anything for me. But the Live at the Moore Theater is phenomenal. I've got that on vinyl too. The vinyl mixing on that is great. I'll probably show that in an upcoming video because I was just listening to that a few days ago. And then the same thing. This is the Rage Against the Machine. This is one of the anniversary editions that came out. And disc 1 is the album. Disc 2 has, let's see, live. Has a couple of it's the original demos. So I was actually turned on to Rage Against the Machine through the demos. They released at their shows a bunch of cassettes that had a bunch of the songs that ended up coming out on this album. A friend of mine had saw them live in Berkeley. This is before the CD, before they really hit. And when he came back, he couldn't stop talking about this band. And he dubbed copies of that tape for us, and we played it nonstop. And then about a year later, their album finally came out. It just so good. But again, CD1, CD2, and then the bonus DVD. And the bonus DVD is, let's see, music videos and a couple of live clips. And I haven't watched that video either. But another really nice package that I recommend picking up. Next up, one that I don't really recommend buying. I don't know. If you're a completist, I would recommend buying this album. If you're not, I wouldn't. It's just not that great of an album. I liked it when I first heard it, and with each listen, I liked it less and less. I don't want to say it's a bad album. It's probably ranks close to the bottom for this band's albums. Now, the artwork is up towards the top, but this is, I didn't even show it. This is the Book of Souls digibook. And what kills me, I don't know why they did multiple discs without any additional. I mean, there's nothing extra to this other than putting it in a big book. But the artwork is just beautiful. Look at that. And then you've got all the lyrics And then you got the 2 CDs in the back. And they did a digibook version of this in a normal size CD book. And had I not found this, I paid like $6.99 for this. Had I not found this first, I would have got the other version of it. But and then last but not least, I think this is the last one I'm going to show. And this is the Lost Tracks of Danzig. And this is one of the more old school style. You know, I've got an Aerosmith one, a Def Jam like this, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Judas Priest. I've got a bunch in this format or similar to this format. I'll actually show the Judas Priest too. But this is Lost Tracks of Danzig. And it's got the book right here, kind of built into it. And then, of course, you got the 2 CDs. This is a great set. I've actually got this on vinyl, too, which I actually listen to more than this. But this is basically songs that were recorded during the sessions for the first 4 albums. Maybe in the first 5 albums that were never released, so they were added here. And then I'll show this one, too. This is one of the oldest ones that I have. I've had this thing for years, but this is Metallurgy from Judas Priest. And this one, the book is popped out. When this first came out, the book was connected, but you've got the 4 discs, and then a really nice book. This book is full of just killer pictures, and does a really good job of just telling the story of the band. There wasn't a whole lot of new material on here. There's a couple of demos, and there were a few live tracks, but for the most part, this is basically just a 4-disc best of. I think it was 97. It says 2004. I thought this came out earlier than 2004. Regardless, though, I've had that for a number of years. So that's it. If you guys have any cool stuff, show that as well. I was going to do a couple box sets, but I decided to leave that alone. You know, maybe I'll do that in another video. But I hope everybody's doing good. Take care, and I'll see you soon, VC.